Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Bienvenidos. Espero que todos estén muy bien. So the topic of this video is saber versus conocer. Both of these verbs in Spanish mean to know, but they're not interchangeable, and in addition to meaning to know, each one has some additional meanings. So we're going to review briefly, and then we'll do some practice. Remember to study the topic in your textbook. You can also watch the grammar tutorial video about this in your textbook. If you're joining us from outside of the class and you don't have any materials, all you have to do is just Google the topic and you'll find some great YouTube videos that describe the differences between saber and conocer. So let's go ahead and get started. So saber means to know in the sense of to know how to do something, especially when you use it with an infinitive. So you conjugate saber and then you use an infinitive and it means to know how to do something. So whatever the infinitive is, that's what you know how to do. We'll look at some examples in just a second. Saber also means to know facts or information. When it's used in the preterite, it means to find out something. So it either means to know how to do something, or to find out something. So let's take a look at some examples. Saber with an infinitive, to know how to do something. For example, if I say yo sé manejar, that means I know how to drive. If I say yo sé bailar, that means I know how to dance. Ella sabe hablar italiano, she knows how to speak Italian. Ellos saben cocinar, they know how to cook. So the word how is just kind of included in the meaning of saber. To know facts or information, you could say something like sé la respuesta, I know the answer. Or ella sabe la dirección, she knows the address. Here are a couple of examples of the meaning to find out something. If I say yo supe la verdad, it means I found out the truth. Ella supo lo que pasó, she found out what happened. The differences between saber and conocer make much more sense when you have lots of examples, so here's a few more. So saber plus an infinitive, to know how to do something. Yo sé nadar, I know how to swim. Él sabe manejar, he knows how to drive. To know facts or information, sé su número de teléfono, I know his phone number. Ella sabe la respuesta, she knows the answer. Pedro found out the truth, Pedro supo la verdad. They found out what you did, ellos supieron lo que hiciste. We found out the answer, supimos la respuesta. Okay, so let's take a look at conocer now. Conocer means to know in the sense of to be familiar with or acquainted with something. It means to know someone or to be acquainted with someone. Conocer in the preterite means to meet or to meet someone. For example, to be familiar with something, yo conozco la ciudad, I'm familiar with the city. I know the city, I'm familiar with the city. Conozco a Juan, I know Juan. And then here, to meet, conocí a María, I met María. A few more examples with conocer. Conozco esta ciudad, I'm familiar with the city. Conozco a Pablo, I know Pablo. Conozco a Ana, I know Ana, or you can also interpret this as I am acquainted with Ana. Now, conocer in the preterite, meaning to meet. Conocí a Dora, I met Dora. Conocimos a la profesora, we met the professor. Okay, so are you ready to put into practice what you've learned? You have to decide here, is it saber or conocer in these examples? So I know Juan. What word goes here in the blank? Yo conozco a Juan. Yo conozco a Juan, I know Juan. Yo conozco a Juan. Remember, conocer, to know someone. I know the truth. Saber o conocer. Yo sé la verdad. Yo sé la verdad. I know the truth. Yo sé la verdad. Ella hablar muchos idiomas. So to speak many languages, she knows how to speak many languages. Ella sabe hablar muchos idiomas. Ella sabe hablar muchos idiomas. She knows how to speak many languages. Ella sabe hablar muchos idiomas. Remember saber plus an infinitive to know how to do something. She knows my favorite restaurant. Know in the sense of to be familiar with. She's familiar with my favorite restaurant. Ella conoce mi restaurante favorito. Ella conoce mi restaurante favorito. She's familiar with my favorite restaurant. Ella conoce mi restaurante favorito. Do you know my father? ¿Cómo se dice, do you know my father? ¿Conoce usted a mi padre? ¿Conoce usted a mi padre? Do you know my father? ¿Conoce usted a mi padre? Remember the a personal. The a has to be there if your direct object is a person. So to know someone, that someone is the direct object. So we have to add in the a. I do have a separate video on that. In case you need to review it, you can find it on my channel homepage. Do you know how much a new car costs? Do you know how much a new car costs? ¿Cómo se dice en español? Saber o conocer. ¿Sabes cuánto cuesta un carro nuevo? ¿Sabes cuánto cuesta un carro nuevo? Do you know how much a new car costs? ¿Sabes cuánto cuesta un carro nuevo? So this is saber, to know facts or information. They know the professor. They are acquainted with the professor. They know the professor. Ellos conocen al profesor. Ellos conocen al profesor. Remember, this is the a personal combined with the word el. Al is a contraction of a and el. Yesterday I met the professor is what we want to say here. Yesterday I met the professor. Ayer yo conocí al profesor. Ayer yo conocí al profesor. Yesterday I met the professor. Ayer yo conocí al profesor. Do you know how to swim? ¿Sabes nadar? ¿Sabes nadar? Do you know how to swim? ¿Sabes nadar? Okay, so if you didn't get everything right in the practice part of this video, go back to the beginning and keep playing it until you're able to correctly guess all of the right answers, and then you've really learned something. Well, that's it for this video. Ciao.